welcome everyone to the Wheels Museum. I don't like to brag, but we're coming up in the world. We have a very, very special guest with us today, Ruby Jacobs. I've known Ruby and her husband for many, many years. We don't want to say how many.
Yes.
And today we are especially honored because he has brought all of his photographs, Michael Jacobs, his world-class photographs of movie stars. So it's a great thrill. It's a great honor for us. And Ruby is the star of the movie that we're showing today, Sheba. And she came in. I said, hey, would you do a podcast with us this morning and tell us why you're here and why you're helping us so much? And so we're very, very thankful. So this is Ruby Jacobs, and I'd like you to, if you would tell us a little bit about why you're interested in the Wheels Museum and to thank you for all the help you've given us.
Oh, well, thank you, Leeba.
Oh,
What a nice introduction.
Oh, how kind. Well, it's thrilled to have you.
Well, I think we had a great affinity when we first met
Absolutely.
with the Wheels Museum, and we love travel and trains, and I grew up riding the rails, and I just love trains.
That's
They've
so
evolved
wonderful.
so much. It's been amazing.
Oh, that's wonderful. Where do you like to go on trains?
Anywhere.
Anywhere.
I just love trains.
You love trains. Yeah. Well, we feel the same way. We understand the importance of them, the fun of them, and the adventure of them, and the happiness of them. So it's so great to have you here. Really, we're thrilled for your support. We have a special train event coming up also, and Anne is working on that. Would you like to tell everyone about Train Days?
Sure. And this is going to be a very, very exciting weekend. It's the second annual, and we hope forever, Big Railroad Days for New Mexico. And so there's going to be a very special event on Friday night that is a closed event, and then of course Saturday and Sunday, oh my gosh, we'll have the real live diesel
Steam
engine coming right
Nice.
into the rail yards, and of course the museum will be open, and there will be all kinds of fun activities, and we want everybody to come. It's just going to be a great time.
And that's September 27th, 28th, and 29th.
Oh,
And Anne is baking cookies. So come and see them.
Okay.
Welcome on.
Incentive.
Yeah, I don't know how many cookies I have to make. If it gets
She's a
into the
great
tens
cookie
of thousands,
Great
I
cookie
might have to stop
She
there.
is. Yeah. So we hope for a big crowd because this is the home of the 2926 steam locomotive, and it's been away from here for about 70 years. So it's coming home, not permanently, but for this very, very special railroad event. And I just had a call today from another group that wants to come, and other groups will be coming, and we'll have vendors and lots of fun during that weekend, and an opportunity to see Wheels Museum. So please come and visit us. If you have any questions about that, you can always call us. We're at 505-243-6269. Other news today, we had an architecture class come in. We're working with the UNM Architecture Department and the Anderson School to try to get the Babbitt and Welding Shop planned for the New Mexico Model Railroad Center. So not a real train, but it's a lot of little cute trains that inspire people and grandparents and grandchildren, and we hope a lot of visitors. So an event like you're doing for us today is greatly appreciated because it brings new people to what we're doing. We've worked 30 years to try to save this site. You and I have known each other.
Yes.
We probably met at some political event at my house.
I think so.
Yeah, probably. Because we know that fundraising is a big part of this, and having someone like you here is a great lift to us. So we're very, very happy about what's going on here. Today we also have a birthday party. So if people would like to have a birthday party in here, or a wedding, or some kind of an event, we do all kinds of events in here. So we have many speakers and parties and scavenger hunts and all kinds of fun things to do. And
there's going to be a Christmas party,
tell
and
them about
that we're tying in with the United Way on that one.
Yes,
so we got to get really planning on that, and
That's
of course
right.
we'll have to have our cookie
That-
decorated. We did that last year.
We
We had
started
them all.
the cookies, yeah.
And so we have a lot of fun with all the kids bringing them in here, and with this United Way event, we're who knows what we're going to be able to do. I'm excited about working with United Way because that's a
absolutely.
great organization, and I've talked to a couple other nonprofits too to kind of see how else they can tie in.
Good.
So there will be more to come about that
That's right.
Christmas party.
And we are going to be having a Rotary thank you party coming up. We don't have the date quite yet, but in the next couple of months, because we did a major fundraiser with Rotary, and they have supplied some gorgeous showcases for us, and we have many beautiful and important new exhibits of specific workers who are here. So it's not just a general
Yeah.
category of people working, but is the specific. And on that note, I want to ask the audience a question, because if somebody calls me with the right answer for this, I will give a prize. But I'm going to tell you the answer, and then you can come in and call and tell me that you saw this on YouTube, and you can get a prize. How many different jobs were there here at the rail yards between 1880 and 1950?
Wow,
How many different jobs were there?
that's an amazing
Boy,
question.
I don't know if I've heard you say that or
No,
not.
you haven't. You haven't.
Okay.
This is something
10,000
different jobs.
different jobs.
No,
No.
but there were
Oh,
425
420.
categories.
Oh.
Categories.
Oh,
You meant people.
I
no,
meant, I meant
workers.
different little
things
things
going on.
out of the categories.
Well,
But
there-
400 and,
425 different
that's
jobs.
wow.
And when I ask people, they say, "Oh, 30," because there's a machinist, there's a boilermaker,
no.
Mhm.
but
Much more.
425.
Wow.
Mhm.
Wow.
We're also doing a wonderful, thing. We're doing an exhibit of the African American workers who were here, and we've been able to find lady nurses and lady porters and male porters, and we are now we have Pullman blankets, original Pullman blankets, which we've had cleaned, and we're selling, and that is an important part of the African American exhibit, because the porters were responsible for helping the customers with
Sure.
that, and they were not treated well. Sadly, it was a very racist situation. We have a list of every African American person who
Wow.
worked here.
They used to have real feather pillows too on the trains.
Oh, yeah, can you imagine?
Yeah, they
Yeah,
were
not
great.
now, but yeah,
Not
I'm sure
now.
that's right.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's right. And fancy food. Ruby, we're so delighted, we can't wait to see the film. Would you tell us a little bit about the film that you're showing today?
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
Well, it kind of like you just never know really how films come together. It's always a miracle.
I'm sure.
And this one came together. It just was a match with the producer and myself. We met at the one of the film markets in Los Angeles, and just hit it off, and
Wonderful.
it just came together. And we brought Michael in as the director, and the original name was Crab Orchard, and that seemed to have, when we got distribution for it, it seemed to have a little name issue with translating into foreign languages. So they ended up calling it the name of the dog, Sheba, which has 2 E's. So it's distributed under that name now, and it is running on streaming on Amazon Prime
Wow.
and Apple
Wow.
TV, and I don't even know where it's all streaming, but the main streaming channels, so you can see it there. Sheba, Sheeba. And my husband was the director, and he brought in his great friend Ed Asner and Judge Reinhold, and we shot it actually in Illinois. We didn't shoot here in New Mexico, but that's where the producer lived,
I see.
so
Yeah.
he wanted to shoot there.
Yeah.
And we used a few local people and children, and it's a family film, so it's dub rated, and we entered it in the International Family Film Festival. It's and it won the top award that year of best film of the
Wow.
festival.
Wow.
And it's a post 9/11 story, which has a meaning. I mean, my husband and I like to do things that are meaningful and have a purpose.
Sure.
And that's a horrible event that just should never be forgotten. And so it's about a fireman's family who one of the members was killed in the towers, and about survivor guilt, and just how it affects families and that type of thing. So it has a purpose and a meaning, and it does talk about, throughout the film it talks a little bit about terrorists, and because Ed is the grandpa and he's explaining to his grandson, and it's just done in a really nice family way. It's a family film, kids, there's no swearing, violence, or any of that.
Yeah, that's fair.
So it's good for all audiences.
Thank you for doing that.
And I just did want to say my name in the film is Ruby Handler. That's my stage acting name that I've had for years before I married Mr. Jacobs. So
Okay. I use my
So,
maiden name too.
yeah, and I am also doing spiritual music right now, releasing spiritual music under that name. of Ruby
Oh,
Handler.
wonderful. Well, maybe
So-
you'd be willing sometime to give us a presentation of that. We would love
I
that.
know,
We would love to have you
yeah,
there
that's
for
been
that.
a new area I've been, well, originally was a classical pianist.
Oh,
So
love
I write music
Oh,
on the
wow.
piano, and then we add other instruments.
Oh my
and
gosh.
everything,
Well,
so.
we want you permanently if you don't mind. And Anne is very involved with many churches and spiritual
Yeah,
groups too, and
Yeah.
so that would be a
Oh,
wonderful
Oh,
one.
wow. That,
Thing for
yeah,
us.
that would be
So the answer is
fantastic.
yes.
Yeah.
And if I may mention, my husband went on
Mhm.
9/12 to take the bodies out of, in New York. He went
Oh,
with
wow.
Tom Lang, who was
oh, that's amazing.
the editor of
Yeah.
the paper, on the paper, and they went on the Falcon jet. So
Mm.
my husband's done many stories about that too, and you're so right. It affects you for life.
Yeah.
In fact, it made him cut back and eventually quit his career as a doctor. He wanted to spend more time with our children,
Wow.
and so he gave up medicine for that reason.
Really? I
to
didn't
be
know that.
to be with the children. Yeah.
Wow.
So what you've done is such an important thing, and again, we're
Well-
so grateful, and we'd love to have you here anytime you would grace us with your presence
Oh.
in music or film or anything.
Well, thank you.
So
We'd be
thankful.
delighted, of course.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Oh, and a classical pianist, I love that too. We have an old piano in there. And the other day, somebody got mad at me. We shouldn't have a piano. But the reason we have the piano, it was a player piano. And it had all
Oh,
the
how
different
fun.
instruments that had the wheels and everything. And that finally
Yeah.
gave out completely. So we had the piano
Fit in
repaired.
with the Wheel
And we-
Museum.
Yeah, that's right. Well, we still have the piano, which we love, and we use that. So
Yeah.
it probably is not the
Wow.
caliber that you would want, but it has been restored. And so I'd love to have you come and play music for us.
I don't even have one of the caliber that.
That it should be. But we'd love to hear you sing.
Oh,
and play.
thank you.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
wonderful. I hope that the viewers are getting an idea of the kinds of things we're doing here, the fun things, the educational things, the important things that we're doing. So I'd like to mention a couple of other things that will be coming up. On October 12th, we are planning to have John Taylor talk about the Civil War in New Mexico. He's
Oh,
spoken
wow.
several times for us, and he's a fantastic, wonderful speaker. So think about that event. On the 26th, we're having a bead show and bead sale. I founded the Bead Society here, that's decades ago. So I still know some of those nice ladies, so they're doing a fundraiser for the Wheels Museum.
Oh,
I
I
doing
didn't
a bead
take
show.
one in my throat.
On November 12th, this is gonna be fun. A man named Greg Hasman, who works for the Journal, has traveled around New Mexico 75,000 miles. And he's gonna give a talk about driving around New Mexico 75,000 miles and all the places he's been and seen. So I think that's gonna be a great event. On November 9th, we have Ron Perea coming to talk about Route 66. On the 16th, we have Judy Alderete Garcia coming. She's an author, and she talks about much of the history of New Mexico. That's gonna be great. We're having a United Way party on December 7th. That's gonna be a Christmas party, so we hope you'll come to that. Some of the things I'm not mentioning, there's so many coming up, but please look at our website and call us if you have any questions, 243-6269. Come to visit us, 1100 South 2nd. We're open Monday through Thursday mornings, 9 to 12, Saturdays and Sundays, 9 to 2. So we'd love to have you come. Lots of new exhibits have come in lately, and we'd love for you to see the new exhibit. We got something very rare the other day that relates to the movie Today. One of our volunteers brought us a 1911 French-made movie projector. And it's gorgeous and very, very rare, and it still has the film with it. And it's a little bit difficult to see, but it has travel logs. So it's a beautiful, beautiful exhibit. And the same day that came in, a lady called me. She has a 1950 movie projector. So we're gonna put them together and talk about the history of film. So love to have you here.
And
The lady just called me, she said, how much does it cost to come in? It's free to come to Wheels Museum. If we're doing an event or a special presentation, there's a low fee, but otherwise, free to come. So thank you very much. We're having a very special event on October 19th here at Wheels Museum. It is a sale of 78 records and ephemera. So if any of you is interested in bringing records to sell, please call me. This should be a fabulous event. We've got thousands of 78 records to sell and other kinds of related items. So please come to Wheels on October 19th and have a lot of fun listening to old music. We're gonna have bands playing that day and selling these records to benefit, for the most part, the Wheels Museum. I again wanna thank Ruby Jacobs, and I wanna thank Anne Sweet, two wonderful friends of mine, for together today. It means a great deal. Thank you.
Oh, it's great to be here.
Thank you.
Yes, the music I was talking about, the spiritual music I've been writing. I've just released my first song, so it's under the name Ruby Handler. And the name of the song is You'll Carry Me. And it's streaming on all the channels, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music. You know, there's a
Wow.
whole list of them.
Wow.
Pandora. Yeah,
Can't
so
wait to hear it.
thank you.
Can't wait to
Yeah,
hear it.
it's a great song. Well, it's God-given.